right. Here we go. Call to order the January 12th meeting of Springfield Board of License Commissioners at 5:36 p.m. on Zoom. And we are missing Commissioner Siciliano, who is on the 19th tee in Marco Island, from what I understand. So, but we do have a quorum and we can continue. So the first order of business is approval of the minutes of the hearing of December 22nd, which Anna has recently sent out. Has everybody had a chance to review those?
Yes.
And does anybody have any changes?
No.
No. All right, I make a motion then to accept the minutes of the hearing of December 22nd. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes, thank you.
I'm
Next.
sorry, who seconded that?
I did.
Rosa.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is a continued hearing for change of manager for Wing Madness, located at 1287 Liberty Street. Proposed manager of record is Desmond Mills, who is with us this evening. And Alicia, have we received any feedback from the previous meeting on the fitness of Mr. Mills to serve as manager of record of Wing Madness?
I have not.
Have not. Commissioners, do we have any further questions for Mr. Mills?
No.
No.
No. All right. Make a motion. We go into discussion and vote on this. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Mr. Signature, yes. Okay. So we heard Mr. Mills at the previous meeting, and we have had no feedback from the public on his fitness to serve as manager of record. So I would say that there's no reason not to approve him. Does anybody disagree? No. Okay, I will make a motion then to approve Desmond Mills as the manager of record for Wing Madness located at 1287 Liberty Street. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes, thank you. Okay, next item on the agenda. Continued hearing for change of manager for Hemmel's Bar and Grill located at 278 Main Street, Indian Orchard. Proposed manager of record is Andrew Poyser, who I think I saw here. Yep, there he is. Alicia, have we received any feedback from the previous meeting on the fitness of Mr. Poyser to serve as manager of record for Hemmel's Bar and Grill?
We have not.
We have not. Commissioners, do you have any questions for Mr. Poyser?
Nope.
No. All right, I make a motion that we go into discussion and vote on this topic. Does somebody, can I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Mr. Signature, yes. Okay. We heard Mr. Poyser at the previous meeting, and we've had no public input on his fitness to be a manager of record. I don't see why we should not approve him. Does anybody disagree?
No.
Okay, I make a motion then to approve Andrew Poyser as the manager of record for Hemmel's Bar and Grill, 278 Main Street, Indian Orchard. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Thank you. Good luck, Mr. Poyser.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a continued hearing for change of manager for Potbelly's Pub located at 153 Main Street, Indian Orchard. Proposed manager of record is Kayla Rivera, who is with us. Alicia, have we received any feedback from the previous meeting on the fitness of Ms. Rivera to serve as manager of record of Potbelly's Pub?
We have not.
We have not. Commissioners. do you
Good
have any-
evening, Alicia. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and fellow commissioners.
Good
Attorney
evening.
Tom Rook on behalf of the Majo Inc. and also on behalf of Kayla Rivera.
Good evening, Attorney Rook. Do you have something you'd like to tell us?
Good to see you, sir.
I have water. I'm sure that's root beer in your glass. Commissioners, do we have any questions for Ms. Rivera?
No.
Okay, we have heard her at the previous meeting, and we have had no public input on her fitness as manager of record. Therefore, I make a motion, we go into discussion and vote on this topic. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton, yes, okay. We spoke with Kayla at the previous meeting. We have heard her qualifications. I see no reason why we should not appoint her as manager of record. Does anybody disagree? No. So I will make a motion then to approve Kayla Rivera as the new manager of record for Potbelly's Pub, 153 Main Street, Indian Orchard. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Thank you, Kayla. Good luck.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
commissioners.
Good night, Attorney Rowe.
Thank you.
Okay. Next item on the agenda is a continued hearing for change of manager for Pride at 77 West Street. Proposed manager of record is an Enrique Su. Is he with us?
He's Attorney Channing's on behalf of Pride tonight.
Okay, Attorney Channing.
Alright.
Alicia, have we had any public input on the, since the previous meeting on the fitness of Mr. Su to serve as the manager of record of Pride West Street?
We have not.
We have not. Commissioners, do we have any questions for Attorney Channing?
No.
I
Okay.
have a question for Attorney Channing. Hi, Attorney Channing. Nice to see
Good
you.
evening, Attorney Dace. How are you?
I'm well. Are you also representing the next two, all of Pride?
No, I'll be participating in it, but Attorney Costa and Attorney Amate will be the main representatives of the new Pride operating. I'll be
Okay.
on behalf of Pride stores if there's any
Oh, I
questions with
see.
respect to the current license holder, but they'll be representing the proposed license holder.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Commissioners, do we have any, did I already ask this? Do we have any questions for Attorney Channing? No. I make a motion then that we go into discussion and vote on the change of manager to Enrique Su. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Mr. Signature, yes. Okay. We met Mr. Su at the previous meeting, and we have had no public input on his fitness to serve as manager of record of Pride. Therefore, I don't think we have any reason not to approve him. Does anybody disagree?
No.
No? Okay, I will make a motion then to approve change of manager for Pride located at 77 West Street to Enrique Su. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Thank you very much. Enrique Su is approved, Attorney Channing. Okay. Next item is a continued hearing for transfer of license for Pride located at 77 West Street and 1225 Parker Street. The approved manager for manager of record for West Street is Enrique Su, as we just heard, and the current manager of record for Parker Street is Andrea Van Kuren. And this is a transfer of both licenses, correct me if I'm getting this wrong, from Pride Stores LLC to Pride Operating LLC. Is that correct?
It's correct. Nick Amonte for Fitzgerald Attorneys at Law. I'm here with Marcy Costa as well.
Okay, I got that
Hi,
right.
everyone.
Hi, everyone. All right. Does anybody have, Alicia, have we had any feedback on this proposed transfer since the previous meeting?
We have not.
Does anybody have any questions for the attorneys for Pride? Hearing none, I will make a motion. We go into discussion and vote on this issue. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Okay, we heard this very complicated transfer of the Pride liquor licenses to Pride Operating LLC at the previous meeting, and we've had no public input on this topic. Therefore, I see no reason not to approve this. Does anybody disagree?
No.
No. Therefore, I make a motion to approve the transfer of license for Pride 77 West Street and Pride 1225 Parker Street from Pride Stores LLC to Pride Operating LLC. And do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. Have a great evening.
Good evening.
Bye-bye.
Okay, next is a continued hearing for transfer of location for TJ's Wine and Spirits, currently located at 28 Verge Street. And Jane, you are representing TJ's?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And as you recall, Commissioners, this is a transfer from 28 Verge Street over to Haymarket Square on Boston Road. And Jane, do you have anything from the Indian Orchard Citizens Council or?
No, I reached out to Ms. Govan twice and I
Yeah.
didn't hear back from her.
All right, okay. Alicia, have we had any feedback from anyone, in the public on this proposed transfer of location?
We have not.
We have not. Commissioners, do you have any questions about this move?
No.
All right, then I will make a motion. We go into discussion and vote. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Mr. Signature, yes. Okay, TJ's is moving from, they're losing their lease and moving over to Haymarket Square. And we've had no public input on this move. Therefore, I don't see why we would not approve this. Does anybody disagree? No. Okay, I will make a motion then to approve the transfer of location for TJ's Wine and Spirits from 28 Verge Street to Haymarket Square, which I believe is about 1690 Boston Road. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Jane, you had a question about the green cards, I believe. Did you get that answered?
I didn't.
You didn't? Alicia, what was the question? You,
Just wondering if you had the green cards from the abutters.
I will check. Did you submit them to our office?
I'm not sure if my client did, so I will have to check with him, but I wanted to just double check with you guys too.
Okay, we'll look and I'll have someone reach out to you tomorrow. But meanwhile,
Thank you
ask
very
your
much.
client if they brought them in.
I will. Thank you so much.
are they here? Is this Tyler Wilson from,
Yes, yes.
okay. Can you answer the question?
I cannot. I'm not sure what she's talking about.
You have to notify your abutters that you're moving.
Right. Well, we did through the planning board. So that would be something different.
Oh. You sent by certified mail notification?
They sent out cards.
And did they get them back?
I do not know that. I'd have
When
to,
you say cards, you mean registered, you sent them out registered certified mail? And you got green cards back? Or you're saying you sent? When you
no,
say you
I
sent
didn't,
cards-
I don't think we got green cards back. So I'll have to touch base with Jane and
Okay, we'll follow up and we'll see what we can track down.
I'll
Okay,
talk to you
sounds good.
tomorrow and we'll get this situated.
All right, that sounds good.
All right, thank you. Good night.
Thank you.
Mhm. Next item on the agenda is not a continued hearing. It's a hearing for change of manager for Texas Roadhouse located at 2 Mall Street, and the proposed manager of record is Beth Croner. She is here. Beth, could you turn your camera on? There you go. Okay. And
Good
is
evening,
there-
Commissioners. Just to butt in, my name is Elizabeth Pisano from Upton, Connell, and Devlin, representing Texas Roadhouse for this change of manager application to Elizabeth Croner. If you don't mind, I can just go ahead with my spiel.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
No,
Elizabeth is the proposed manager of record. She is a U.S. citizen and a Massachusetts resident. She is familiar with the rules and regulations relating to the sale of alcoholic beverages. She is tip certified and she has plenty of experience in the industry. She has been with Texas Roadhouse for 3 years now, and prior to that, she was with Chili's for about 20 years. So she's excited to join Springfield and be at this location. And if you have any questions for us, we're here to answer.
Okay, and has Beth ever been a manager of record of a liquor license in Massachusetts before?
No, I have not.
No, okay, so this is a big step up in responsibility for you. Is this your job, Beth? Your full-time job?
Yes, it is.
All right, so you're probably there 50 to 60 hours a week?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Texas Roadhouse probably has their own corporate training program, tips training program?
Yes.
Yes. And the tips training that we see normally for our liquor licensees issues a certificate that has to be expires every year and has to be kept current. And is your program work similar to that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So if there is, the reason I'm asking is that we would like a file of all the employees that are serving alcohol, of all of their tip certificates. And if there is a serving to minors or over serving, we would like to see that server's tip certificate to make sure that there is one and that it is current. So I don't know if that's corporate's responsibility or that will be your responsibility, Beth, to keep that file current. Okay.
Go
ahead.
Oh, sorry. We handle that locally. We have all of our employees tip certified.
Great.
We keep those copies on hand in the store.
Perfect. Okay. Where do you live, Beth?
In Granby, Massachusetts.
Granby. All right. Now, as the manager of record, as I mentioned, this is a big step up in responsibility. You are answerable to this commission for everything that happens on the premises, whether you are there or not. And if there is a violation, and we hope never to see you, you will be responding to the commission for that. Do you understand and accept that responsibility?
Yes, I do.
Great. Thank you. Commissioners, do you have any questions for Beth?
No.
Nope. Okay. At this point, you're probably familiar, Ms. Pisano, Attorney Pisano, with the bifurcated hearing procedure in Massachusetts because of the virus, and we have this all on Zoom. We have to continue the hearing at this point, and we will see you in 2 weeks, which is the 26th, for a continued hearing like you just sat through for all those other people. So
Okay.
I will make a motion then to continue this hearing to the next hearing, which will be January 26th. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Signature? Yes. Okay, we will see you in 2 weeks.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Next item on the agenda is a hearing for change of manager for Panache. And do we have Peter Brantley present? No. Okay. I can move him to the bottom in case he's having trouble getting on, but I don't know. I will move now to a hearing of a petition for an all alcohol restaurant license for the Amo Hookah Lounge located at 296 Cooley Street. And we have Attorney Kelly presenting.
This is a petition, as you said, for a hookah lounge on Cooley Street. The two proposed owners are Paul Ramesh and Assad Awan. Just a little background on both of them. I'll start with Mr. Awan. He has been involved in the food service business for several years. His family's owned, and he has owned several restaurants. He's most recently owned and operated and served 2 different pizzerias, which recently sold in the past 12 months, one on Boston Road and one at Six Corners. So he's someone who's been involved in the restaurant business. There'll be food here being served every minute that they're open. He's also somewhat of an aficionado with respect to hookah. Mr. Paul Ramish, who owns many establishments in the city. Some are lounges, some are nightclubs, some are restaurants. He also runs a hookah, more of a nightclub, a hookah nightclub called Saga, and that's in downtown Springfield. This, however, will not be a nightclub. This is going to be more of a lounge. It's a very small area. It's only about 1,500 square feet. The total, including with employees, according to the schematics, is 60 people total. So it's a very small area. If you're familiar with, there's a new Mexican restaurant in there, but the old Chili's, this is literally the physical structure next to that old Chili's up there in the Allen and Cooley Plaza. So that's where this is. Just to give you some idea what the theme is, this is going to be hookah based. For those of you who aren't that well schooled in hookah, I won't be able to field questions that well, but Mr. Awan and Mr. Mish certainly can. But you'll be able to go in there, sit down, order hookah, have a drink, have some food with it. There is no bar inside there. So you'll have to order your drinks from the employees and they'll bring them to you. You will not be, there's no bar to sit at, so you can't sit at the bar and order drinks. And it's not contemplated people would go there and drink and not get hookah. And when you're done with your hookah, you would leave. It's like being, I liken it to being at a restaurant. When you get your bill, it's time to go. You finish up your drinks and leave. That'll be the same here. Just to give you an understanding, the hookah licensing process is, if possible, more encumbered than the liquor licensing process in Massachusetts. It's a little bit backwards. You start at the DOR, you start at the state level, and then they approve you, and then you have to go for a local Springfield Health Department license. They're in the middle of the process of obtaining the DOR state license in order to be able to serve hookah. Number of steps that have to be cleared before you can do that. They're not going to open until they get the, or unless and until they get the hookah license. As they don't really have any interest in running a bar up there. It's not set up for that. As I mentioned, it's very small, doesn't even have a bar, and it's a very small area. So are hopeful that will be open sometime in the spring to summer. We have been through the first step would be the neighborhood council. We have been there. We met with the Outer Belt in earlier this month. Mr. Signator, Chairman Signator was there. We had a long discussion about what hookah is, and I learned a lot that night. And we talked about their business plan of the evening. The Outer Belt Civic Association took a vote and unanimously approved our application. The next step was the planning board. They employ, like we do, a two-step process where you go one night, you make your pitch, and then you have to come back a second night. So we've gone the first night. They took a positive vote, but it won't be official until the 19th, which will be a week from tonight, will be the second and last vote of the planning board. So the two bodies that have heard it, the two procedural steps before you, we have cleared both steps without even a nay vote. So I think I've given you the overview that the operators themselves are responsible. In fact, Mr. Awan has gone out and even before these meetings even started and has obtained his tip certification. Most of his restaurants that he ran did not have alcohol. They were just pizza places, but he is now well-versed in alcohol as well. He's already licensed. Everyone up there will be licensed as a condition of employment. At the outset, they'll probably open at 4 p.m. It'll be just Mr. Awan. If business dictates, which they hope, they'll probably hire, actually, there'll be a cook there as well. But if business dictates, they'll probably have at least another person on working the floor of Mr. Awan when they're open. The hope is eventually to be open during time if business would allow, but right now they're going to open at 4. So with that in mind, I'd ask you to consider voting favorably as the neighborhood council has and as the planning board has.
So Mr. Awan is going to be the manager of record.
Yes.
And Mr. Awan have any experience with a liquor license prior to that?
In the past several weeks to months, he has been working at Saga, which is the
Saga. Okay.
Nightclub downtown. Keep in mind, Saga's capacity, I don't have it in front of me, but it's several hundred. It's a nightclub. So that is, that's much more liquor oriented and liquor based business than what this will be. This will be hookah based. So he's worked there and he's gone out and gotten his tip certification prior to even applying for these licenses. He had it in place before he even applied and, even before we met with the first neighborhood council meeting.
Okay. And is this going to be Assad's job?
Yes, it'll be his full-time job. He, like I said, he was running 2 different pizza places, one at Six Corners and one on Boston Road. They both sold, and now this will be his next endeavor.
Okay, and there will be limited number of employees, you said, right? Because it's so
Begin
small.
with, there'll just be 2. There'll be Mr. Juan and the person who'll be cooking the food. Their hope is that it would grow to 3 or 4.
All right, so to begin with, Mr. Juan is going to be serving the alcohol?
Yes, to begin with, he'll be the.
There he is.
serving the alcohol.
Okay, all right. So he's already tip certified, but as you know, I tell all liquor licensees, we want all employees, if there are additional ones hired, that they need to be tip certified. And
Absolutely.
keep the certificate. All right.
It'll be a condition of employment.
And Mr. Awan lives where? What town?
I believe he lives in, is it Mr. Awan? You can answer if you can unmute. Is it?
East Long Meadow.
East Long Meadow. All right. Now, Mr. Awan, you probably, if you were on, heard me tell of the prior licensee who was becoming a manager of record, that this is a big responsibility. You are answerable to this commission should there be a violation of Massachusetts liquor laws, such as an overserving, a disturbance on the premises. Do you understand and accept that responsibility?
Correct.
Yes, okay. Hours of operation, Dan, you said it was going to be 4 p.m. to 2 a.m.?
We're asking for the license to open, the license to start as the law would allow at noon or 11, but no, they won't be opening it at first till 4.
All right, so what do you want on the license? Is 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.? 11 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Their hope is someday they can be open for lunch, but you know, that's a business decision.
And do you know what the occupancy is?
60, I have it in front of me.
Will you share that with us?
I can it's part of the, I don't know how to share it. I'm not that
No,
good.
I mean, the number, just
60.
how many people?
60. That
60,
includes employees.
60 people, all right. And there's not going to be a bar, so can we place a service bar only restriction on this license?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. Commissioners, do we have any questions about this?
No.
No. I attended the Outer Belt Civic Association meeting and we learned more than you could possibly imagine about hookah. And there were many, many questions, and I went home and I Wikipedia'd it to see what exactly it was all about. So now we know. We have to get out of Outer Belt a little more often, I guess. All right, so we have no questions. I will make a motion then to continue this hearing to January 26th to allow for public input. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, Commissioner Cade. Andrew, you're on. Yes. All right. Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner, and Commissioner Signature, yes. All right, we will see you on January 26th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, who seconded that?
I did.
Thank you, Mr. Ramirez.
All right.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is a hearing of a petition for change in ownership interest for another very complicated application for Max's Tavern located at 1000 Hall of Fame Avenue. And Attorney Smith, you are representing?
I'm Nick Amonte here from Fitzgerald Attorneys at Law. I'm representing Max's.
All right.
Scott Smith is here with me, and I'm ready to take it away. All right, here we go.
Okay.
So good evening. Thank you for your time tonight. As I said, my name is Nick Amonte. I'm an attorney with Fitzgerald Attorneys at Law with offices in Springfield. I'm here on behalf of the petitioner, Max's, which is requesting approval of an amendment to its current alcoholic beverage license to reflect a change in ownership to Max Hospitality LLC. With me is Scott Smith, who's the vice president of the Max Restaurant Group, a partner in Max's Springfield, and will be the LLC manager of this new owner, Max's Hospitality. So There's going to be no operational changes. The licensed premises, the manager of record, the employees, the operations, they're all remaining exactly the same. What's really happening here is this is part of a larger merger. Max's Hospitality LLC. It was formed by the current owners of all of the owners in the Max's restaurant family, specifically to own all of the restaurants. So all of the owners are going to own all of the restaurants. After the merger, there's going to be two current owners are no longer going to be remaining with the company, and that's why you see some of the funding. It's to take care of the stock for those current owners who are going to be leaving the company. So as I said, Scott Smith and myself are here and we're ready for questions. We've submitted a complete application to you. And if you find everything to be in order, we would request you approve our application for amendment as presented.
Well, I tried to get through this application twice and I liked the chart, and so there's like 11 Maxes in total, I think, and so you have to have a meeting like this in Long Meadow too.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, okay. So there's 2 in Massachusetts, and that would be and like 9 in Connecticut and 1 in Florida or something like that.
Yeah,
7 in Connecticut.
Yeah, and there's a catering business as well.
All right. So everybody's going under Max's Hospitality LLC. All right.
Yes.
But no changes to the local Max's or Mr. Smith as the manager. Okay. Put that in a nutshell. That's easy enough. Does anybody have any questions about this?
Oh,
You should see the application. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. I will then make a motion to continue this hearing until
Well,
January. Alicia, you have a
Mr.
question?
Chairperson, I have a question. I don't believe that this has to be bifurcated, right?
doesn't?
No, I mean, we're not waiting for public input or anything, right?
I can't imagine anyone having any input to this, but I leave that up to you.
Yeah, I believe this, unlike, a change of manager or,
Right.
I don't believe that we need to bifurcate this one. I think it can be voted on tonight.
Oh, thank heavens. All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Simplify things. Let's hope Long Meadow does the same thing. All right, I will make a motion then to go into discussion and vote on this. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Okay, so there's this big chart and there's all these Max's restaurants and there are tier 1 owners and tier 2 owners and everybody's in different LLCs and they're all grouping them under one LLC, which is Max's Hospitality LLC. Does anybody have any questions about that?
No.
No. All right, I will make a motion then to approve the petition for change of ownership interest for Max's Tavern Max's Grill LLC. Is that the corporate name?
It is.
Max's Grill LLC, 1000 Hall of Fame Avenue to Max's Hospitality LLC. I get that right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Do I have a second?
Second,
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
yes.
Mr. Signature, yes. Thank you. All right.
Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
All right. Alicia, we have these hearings for Delicious. Would you like to tell us about what's happening?
Yeah, actually, they're all going to be continued. Actually, the main reason is there's body worn camera footage that I have not viewed as well as Attorney Allen for some of these incidents. So I know that Delicious has had a pained history before the commission, just in terms of trying to get them heard. So to enable us to, and the thing with the body worn cameras is I have to schedule an appointment with Attorney Allen because they can't be released. So we've got to get together and coordinate our schedules to take a look. In addition to that, I need to get up to speed on all of them. As you know, Namako's no longer with us, so I'm asking that these matters be continued, and I've communicated that to Attorney Allen to the 26th of January.
Andrew asked about the camera footage at the previous hearing, and there will be a way at a hearing for the commissioners to see.
Yes, I'll have to work out because
that's going to happen.
Yeah, and I'll have to talk further with Barry, but we'll have to work out how it can, because they email it, but you can't forward it or anything. So we collectively have to be looking at it together. So that should be doable at a hearing.
And somehow you plug that into your Magic PC and you share that like a document.
I have to figure that piece out, but yeah, I suppose so.
I think you better practice that because I would have no idea
Yeah.
how to do that. Yeah.
I don't know how to do it either.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the final hearing for Delicious Restaurant located at 1333 Boston Road. You're going to be ready by January 26th?
I'm hoping, or at least I'll be able to sift through them and try to get to the oldest ones first. I think that's probably the best course of action.
Right.
There is no body worn camera footage, Alicia, for the ones that are on the agenda.
Okay.
Number 2, listed in number 2 tonight for October 23rd and 24th.
Yeah.
There is body worn camera footage for that one, but that's one of the ones that I believe that hasn't been on for pre-hearing. So that should probably, if it's on the next agenda.
It should go back to pre-hearing?
Correct, because this is the first time that's been on there. Missing from the one tonight is October 17th. But I told Anna.
Yeah, I saw your earlier email.
Right, so I'll send her a list tomorrow, and then that way. So the 4 that were on for the last couple of meetings, there is no body worn camera footage for those. I mean, there is, well, there may be, I should say. I just didn't review those ones. It's not part of my report.
Okay.
I think there's several after that do have it that I review.
Okay, so A, B, and C, is there any footage from Delicious itself or no?
There may be, I didn't review it.
Okay, all right, so let's, Barry, why don't we do this? Let's sift through and figure out what we have and what we've got to disclose, what we need to disclose to Attorney Allen to make sure he has all the information that we have.
Okay.
Okay, does that make sense?
Right, so as far as if it's not mentioned in my report and I didn't review it or use it as evidence, then we don't have to disclose it. Clearly, if he wants to know if there is footage, he can request that.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Did I make a motion to do that? Oh, I was in the middle of it. So what are we saying? January 26th?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah,
Right.
and we're gonna, for number 1, right? And number 2, we'll do a separate motion to return that back to pre-hearing conference. Is that correct, Barry?
Correct. That one has never been on an agenda before.
Okay.
So you want 2 motions?
Yes.
So I make a motion for the number 1 group here, violations of August 14th, 15th, September 17th, 18th, 19th, and October 2nd and 3rd, which are final, to go to January 26th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Alicia? Yes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Cinturi, yes. Okay, and the second, I make a motion for the violations of October 23rd and 24th to go to pre-hearing conference. You want that on until the 26th, Alicia?
That's a whole lot, but yeah, why don't we put it on for the 26th?
Continue though that one till the 26th as
Yeah,
well.
and I'll confer with Attorney Allen.
All right. Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. All right, continued to 1/26. All right. Now, under new business, we have a request from Commissioner, I was going to make you an attorney, Commissioner Cade, to make a nomination for a chair for the License Commission, but we don't have all the commissioners here. Should we continue this to the 26th?
No, I mean, we have a quorum.
Oh, well, so you don't want to give Michael a voice on this?
No, I think we should proceed. As long as we have a quorum, I think we can proceed. There are plenty of matters that we take up where we don't have everyone here.
Okay, all right. And is this a recommendation to the mayor? Is that what we're doing? Because the mayor.
That's correct.
chooses
Because the mayor, as you know, under chapter 138, section 6, he appoints
Okay.
the
all right.
chairperson.
So do we have a nomination for the chair of the commission?
Mr. Chairman, rather than a nomination, I would just like to make a recommendation to the mayor that we recommend and appoint Rosa Espinoza as the chairperson of the License Commission. So it wouldn't be a nomination, it's a recommendation to the mayor.
Recommendation, okay.
Okay.
Rosa, do you accept the recommendation?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Johnny, you have any input?
No, I'm going with, I agree.
Okay, all right, so Andrew, your motion is to recommend to the mayor that Rosa be the chair.
That's correct.
Okay. So Andrew, Commissioner Cade, vote yes. Right?
Yes.
Okay, Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
and I will vote no. And that will go to the mayor as a recommendation.
Peter, actually, I have, I believe I have a letter from the mayor dated January 12th, 2022 in anticipation of the recommendation. It says, I, Mayor Dominic J. Sarno, hereby appoint Rosa Espinoza to serve as chairperson of the Springfield License Commission as of today, January 12th, 2022.
All right.
I
Okay.
thank Peter Signature for his years of service as chairman and welcome his continued involvement as a voting member of the License Commission. Respectfully, Dominic J. Sarno.
Okay, so as you guys probably have surmised, I receive the applications for liquor licenses as they come in, and I review them and I send my feedback back to the commission office, and I've been doing that for 19 years. So I assume that you would want me to continue to do that.
Well, I think that it's usually the chairperson who also serves as secretary, right? And I think that was in line with your responsibilities. So I'm not sure. I'll have to get back to you about that.
Because there was I don't know if you saw it yet, Alicia, there was a doozy this morning that was quite a mess and took me like 2 hours to figure out that one and all the corrections that need to be made. So
okay,
it's a complicated task sometimes. So I'm willing to do it since I'm here and I know how to do it. But, okay. All right. And going forward, it's never occurred to me that the other commissioners may want to see the applications in advance of the hearing. Is there a problem with forwarding them the applications if they want to see them as they come in so they can ask questions?
No, there's no problem with that.
So
it probably is a good practice for all the commissioners to see that.
Yeah. Because you could have seen this one for Maxis. I think it was like 120 pages long.
And I also can conduct some of that review too. Doesn't necessarily have to be the commissioners.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, and all right, so I made a note, I want to reach out, thank Nicole LeBlanc again. We had a last minute licensee who was scrambling on December 31st to get their license approved. And they had mailed payments for fire department inspections to the fire department, I believe on December 20th or 23rd, and they were astonished that they had not received them and posted them by December 31st. When I mailed a Christmas card across town on December 20th, and it didn't reach there till December 29th. So we were saying, you know, these payments have not been received, they have not been posted. So at the last minute, we did find everything that we needed to find, and it was like 4 o'clock. And how were they going to get their license for the weekend? It was a package store license, and I think it was I think it was Thursday night. Yes, because we were closed Friday. It was Thursday night, and I said, well, you could bring it down here to the collector's office. We can hold it until 6. If somebody wants to come out from the store and pick it up. And then Nicole offered to drop it off at the package store on her way home. So I thanked her for her in an email to the licensee for her service delivering in person the licensee. But I did want to make note at the meeting that let all the commissioners know that she has been a very valued employee. We've been, is Anna Nieves back, Alicia?
She is kind of, sort of. So,
Okay.
yeah, she'll be back she came in for a little while today, but she'll be back on Friday. And we have a staggered schedule, of course. So we're working 2 men, 2 women, actually, teams is what we're doing now. So Nicole and Anna Nieves are working Monday as well as myself. And then Tuesday, honestly, I can't remember, but Wednesday, Thursday. So we always have 2 people in the office. But yeah,
Okay.
Anna Nieves is back and healthy, which is good. Her baby got COVID. She had COVID. But thanks be to God, they're doing well.
Oh, good. All right. So I don't know how familiar you all are with the commission staff. We have the 2 Annas up there, and Anna Nieves was on maternity leave, and so Nicole LeBlanc was filling in at doing a very good job with Anna Martinez, and then you hired some temporary people. Are they staying on, or are they?
Maggie Martin is here technically till April or May. She wants to go to law school, so I don't know how long she's going to stay, but
okay.
Yeah.
All right, good. And that's it. Does anybody have anything else? Oh, we have violations to hear.
Yes, I was gonna say,
So let me just go back just so my notes are clear. In terms of the motion for the recommendation and vote on chairperson, Andrew made the motion. Who seconded the motion?
Did I?
I don't know. Somebody did. I just didn't get down who.
It was John.
Okay, thanks. Okay. All righty.
And I'm getting to the bottom of my pile here, and we got back to Panache. Peter Brantley didn't appear, so we want to continue this till January 26th, and somebody has to reach out to him and get him on Zoom for January 26th. So I make a motion to continue the hearing for change of manager for Panache Banquet Hall till January 26th. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinosa?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes, sorry.
Commissioner Siciliano, yeah. Signature, yes. All right, so that's continued. I hope we can see him on the 26th. All right, now we can go new violations. Right. Delicious noise complaint on my birthday. December 11th, on Saturday, December 11th at 2021 at about 10:20 p.m. Officer Samantha Richards was dispatched to 145 Jurillas Drive for an unnecessary noise complaint. The calling party in this call for service is listed as Marie Prouty. The initial narrative states, complainant wants to speak with officer regarding the loud music coming from Delicious Restaurant on Boston Road. Officer Richards arrived at 10:25 p.m. and cleared this call with a disposition of advised at 10:50 p.m. What advised means she went to Delicious and advised them of the complaint. All right, Officer Richards entered the following narrative at 10:49 p.m., spoke with Delicious, went out back with the security that had a noise meter. The levels read were between 67 and 79, and they stated they will turn down the noise. Is there in the noise ordinance, is there anything specified with a decibel level?
No.
No. All right. On December 14th, 2021, Officer Delamarter spoke with Officer Richards, who confirmed she responded to Jurillas Drive and spoke with the calling party on Saturday, December 11th. She stated she could not hear the bass at first, but while speaking to the calling party, it got louder and it was audible to her from the calling party's address. Officer Richards stated she went to Delicious at 1333 Boston Road. A male security guard from Delicious requested she walk to the rear of the building with him, and she indicated he had some sort of noise meter. The male told her that the level had to remain below 60. Officer Richards stated the readings were from 67 to 79, and she advised the male that it needed to be turned down. Officer Richards stated she is aware that there is no decibel level requirement for City of Springfield noise ordinance. She confirmed that she could hear the bass while at the address of Marie Prouty. As stated in numerous other reports concerning this matter, the location is well over 50 feet away from Delicious Restaurant. SPD requests Delicious Restaurant Catering Incorporation, DBA Delicious Restaurant and Catering, located at 1333 Boston Road. Derek Crespo, manager of record, be charged with the following violation of 204 CMR 2.052. No licensee for the sale of alcoholic beverage shall permit any disorder, disturbance, or illegality of any kind to take place in or on the licensed premise. The licensee shall be responsible, whether present or not. One count, failure to abide by City of Springfield noise ordinance. Okay, pre-hearing conference.
Yes. Yes.
All right, I make a motion for a pre-hearing conference. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade? Your mic is off, Andrew.
Yes, yes. Sorry.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Okay, next. Panache disturbance and arrests, plural. December 18th. On December 18th, 2021, at 12:55 a.m., officers arrested a female and a male at 827 State Street, Panache. Officers were originally dispatched to this location for a disturbance at 12:07 a.m. Officers spoke to a security guard who told them that a female was asked to leave the bar and became aggressive with the staff. The female was escorted out of the bar and then used her belt to strike the hood of the security guard's vehicle. This caused some small dents and paint chips to the hood of the vehicle. The security guard stated she did not want to report or to press charges, but only wanted this female to be trespassed and leave the property. An officer filled out a trespass notice and the owner of Panache, identified as Peter Brantley, signed it. Officers served the female this order in hand and informed her she was no longer allowed on the property. The female then got into a vehicle and was driven off the property by a friend. Officers were again dispatched to 827 State Street at 12:34 a.m. for another disturbance and learned the female, surprise, had returned and was swinging her belt at security. Upon arrival, the officer spoke to the same security guard who stated the female returned after officers left and continued to yell at her, and then proceeded to throw a bottle of liquor at her car, which cracked the windshield of her vehicle. Officers observed the female sitting in a car in the park. So she was still there, sitting in the car in the parking lot of Panache. She was then advised to step out of the vehicle and placed under arrest for trespassing, disorderly conduct, and malicious damage to a motor vehicle. While officers were still on scene, a fight started inside the bar and spilled into the parking lot. Officers observed one male fighting with multiple males who were trying to remove him from the bar. Officers separated the involved parties and detained the male. A security guard told officers that the detained male grabbed a bottle of liquor and she took the bottle back from him. The male then struck her in the side of the face. This poor security guards, it's the same person, with a closed fist, and a disturbance ensued as the male was removed from the bar. Officers noted the observers of the incident inside identified the detained male as the aggressor. The male was placed under arrest and charged with assault and battery and disorderly conduct. The female arrestee, while on the booking dock, kicked an officer in the leg, resulting in an additional charge of assault and battery on a police officer. SPD request be submitted for the License Commission for review. I don't see anything that Panache did. Just have disorderly customers being asked to leave the premises.
Nope.
No violation.
Nope.
I make a motion to take no action on this report. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Okay. Frank's, oh, we haven't had a Frank's in a couple weeks. Frank's Package Store.
Okay, if I could just stop you for a second, Peter, and I know that I've been gone a long time, but I know Barry had spoke about having the whole reports come to you guys.
Yes.
Which probably, and I mean, for purposes of tonight, of course, I guess we proceed as we're proceeding, but if you guys received those incident reports in their totality, I don't know, a few days before, we could probably reduce the amount of time that we spend reading them, right, verbatim in the hearing. But if people came with questions that that as a result of reading the reports, Barry would be present to answer those questions. Does that make sense?
Yes.
It does.
Okay. All right. So
I'm sorry, Alicia, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
we need
okay.
to get them in advance.
Sure.
Like for instance, today it was just forwarded to us at, I think it was like 4:25 this afternoon.
Okay. Yeah. Good to know. Yeah. So let's make it a plan, and I'll talk to my ladies here that we get them to you. I don't know. I mean, sometimes Barry sends them, Barry sends them consistently. So some of them we have a week before, right, Barry? Or 2 weeks before.
Right.
So
I try not to send them right before, because I know someone in there has to, for the most part, read the whole thing and then paraphrase it and try to get, so.
Yeah,
There was, the officers that responded did say that the staff and the owner were on scene and cooperated the entire time.
Okay.
So I know you guys took no action anyway, but they did say that was in the report. So.
Okay. All right. So I think going forward, that's what we'll plan to do, is to make sure you get the whole reports. Because I know that was a concern of Barry's, that you guys get them and you're able to review them before. And to your point, Commissioner Ramirez, we'll see that you get them in a timely fashion, so you have time to review. Okay. Makes sense.
That does make sense. Yes.
Okay.
So how will the violation report section of the meeting look, though? Will we have a summary at all, or we just have a line item for each one and we'll just discuss it?
I think a line item for each one.
Yeah.
I think that cuts down the time. If people review them, then there's no need to, to go over them verbatim. It adds probably 45 minutes of time, right? Just reading them, depending on the number that we have. So moving forward, we'll do that. We'll do that. For example, Top Shelf is almost 3 pages.
Right. Yep.
Well, Peter was doing a good job reading it to us. He was.
Thanks. We do find some of these entertaining, like the Frank's one that we're getting to. This is the same guy, right?
Same thing.
Okay, so.
So you know
Frank-
what? Why don't I'll start to read them, Peter, just so we can. You're doing an excellent job reading them. Excellent, excellent, by the way. But let's try to speed it up a little bit. So Frank's Package Store, trespass arrest, January 3rd, 2022, 8:30 p.m. Officers arrested a known male from Frank's Package Store for trespassing. They had been dispatched to the location. While they were en route, they queried the male and located active trespass order against him. He was observed standing at the register, and as a result, he was arrested. What's your pleasure?
This is a repeat offender here at Frank's. They can't get rid of this guy, so I would say take no action. Everybody.
No action.
Okay. Motion for that?
Motion to take no action. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade? Trying to mute again, Andrew.
Oh, my goodness. Yes, sorry.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Singleton, yes. Take no action. Okay, next.
Okay, next is Top Shelf, a disturbance, December 3rd, 2021. Officer Delamarta was made aware of a video that was circulating on social media showing a disturbance outside of Top Shelf. 3 videos were later discovered on social media. December 3rd, 11:21 a.m. A person responded to 130 Pearl Street, filed an incident report. It states that Mr. Barrios reported about 1 a.m. while outside of Top Shelf. After a minor car accident, he was sprayed with some type of mace-like substance and then beaten by 3 of the bouncers from Top Shelf. He indicated he was grabbed by his neck, punched and kicked several times about his body. He was able to drive away, later treated at the hospital. He indicated his nose was broken. He had scratches on and bruises on his body. He stated there was a video of the incident. December 5th at about 10:45 a.m., another individual responded to Pearl Street, filed an incident report, states that on 12/3 at about 2:15 a.m., he was in the area of Chestnut Street. He was struck in his left jaw by Samuel Velez Barrios, and this is the same person who had come in earlier. Mr. Melendez indicated that as a result of the assault, he was dizzy and his jaw was swollen. He refused medical treatment and he was advised how to follow up. December 6th, 2:23 p.m., Jermaine Velez Barrios responded to 130 Pearl Street and also filed a report. States that he was in the parking. I'm not sure if it's a man or woman, but they were in the parking lot on 12/3, 2:15. He was sprayed in the eyes with some kind of chemical mace, then beaten about his body by 3 or 4 Top Shelf bouncers. He stated some of his hair was pulled out. He had bruises on his right eye, face, right hand. He refused medical attention, and he indicated there's a video of the incident. Jermaine is 18 years old. Officers took notice of that. Officer Delamarta reviewed the CAD parameters of 12 to 3 a.m. on December 3rd. There was 1 call for service for Top Shelf for an ambulance assist. It was identified that a female was there with difficulty breathing. Officer Gomez responded and disregarded the ambulance at 1:55. Officer Delamarta spoke to Officer Gomez January 5th. He stated that he disregarded the ambulance because the female who requested it left in a van. He remained on the scene for a period of time and left when almost everyone was gone. On December 7th, 2021, Officer Delamarta was forwarded a complaint from the licensing department that was determined to be connected with this incident. The complaint was filed and signed by Ashana Glucksman, dated December 6th. She indicated that she was at Top Shelf on December 3rd from 12 to 2 a.m. And no, I don't know that she was there, but she complained that they let an 18-year-old in the club and served him alcohol. After they closed, they pepper sprayed him and jumped him. And she states that she had video of the minor drinking in the club and security jumping him afterward. December 8th, Officer Delamarta called Ms. Glucksman, spoke to her about the incident. She was there, got to Top Shelf sometime around midnight and was there until closing. She was with another individual, and Joelle, the 18-year-old, was already there when she got there. She stated that Joelle has a nickname of Jamin Velez Barrios and indicated he's the uncle of her child. She added that, okay, they're all connected some sort of way. She also, she stated that Joel was drinking from a bottle of Henny. That's what the kids say, Hennessy. And she has a video of him holding and drinking from the bottle inside of Top Shelf. She's going to forward the video to Officer Della Marta, and she'd be willing to testify. He did receive the video in the email and forwarded to the SPD Department Video Tech Analysts who copied it to disk. It's available for review. It's about 11 seconds in length and shows a male holding a bottle of Hennessy and drinking from it. The video is recorded up close to this male. Nothing can be observed in the background to independently identify the location as Top Shelf. He appears to be holding the hose end of the hookah device, but it's not seen in its entirety, and Jermaine does not smoke from it in the short video. Officer Della Marta later reviewed an R&B photo associated with Jamin Velez Barrios, which appears to be the same person that's in the video. Officer Della Marta also submitted a criminal complaint, person under 21 in possession of alcohol. Regards to the assault, Ms. Glucksman told Officer Della Marta that it occurred after closing time, outside after closing time. She states that it occurred after one of the people that she was with bumped into the car of a bouncer. There was no visible damage, but the bouncer confronted this individual, then choked and pepper sprayed the Samuel who she was with. She stated that the Samuel then knocked out the bouncer, at which point all the other bouncers jumped Samuel and his brother. She indicated that all bouncers had pepper spray, and after the assault, they all left the area and were involved in a motor vehicle accident on State Street. Officer Della Marta searched the CAD records from 2 to 3 a.m. on December 3rd, 2021. There was a call for service for an accident with injuries, and it was the parties that were previously identified. The narrative indicates that Mr. Velez Barrios rear-ended a vehicle, stopped at the red light at the intersection, caused the airbags to deploy. December 16th, while Officer Della Marta was completing a daily review of police reports and incident reports, he discovered that a report was filed at police headquarters on December 15th. The reporting party stated on December 3rd, there was a fight that took place at Top Shelf, and he's employed by security. He gives his recitation of what he believes happened, and he alleges that Velez Barrios was the aggressor. He stated that his boss came out to break up the fight. The boss was punched in the face and stated at one point he was going to go get a gun inside. That's what Mr. Velez Barrios said. The report states there's video footage of the incident. Should be noted there are 2 licenses to sell alcoholic beverages associated with this location, one for Top Shelf and one for Top Shelf 2. Officer Della Marta spoke to the owner, Paul Ramesh, who advised that Milka Ramos is not the manager of record at Top Shelf. He added that the manager of record for Top Shelf was switched to Carlos Melendez years ago. He was unable to confirm that but Mr. Melendez is the listed manager for record of Top Shelf 2. It was explained that both Top Shelf and Top Shelf 2 are located in the same building and are accessible to each other without exiting to the outside. Mr. Ramesh also advised that the employees involved in the altercation are currently not working pending the outcome of these investigations. It suggested that Top Shelf 2 be charged with the following violations: failure to call the police and a person under 21 in possession of alcohol on the licensed premises.
Wow.
Thoughts, and what's your pleasure in terms of?
Oh.
what we do.
Pre-hearing.
Pre-hearing.
So we will have some sort of proof that this person under 21 is in possession of alcohol at Top Shelf,
She sent me the video.
but you
and
can't determine where the video is made.
I can't, but she said she's willing to testify before the board. So one of the males involved is the father of her child, and the other male involved is his brother. So the 18-year-old is the uncle to her child. She was reluctant at first to send it because she didn't want to get him in trouble. But I explained to her that if he's 18 years old and he possesses alcohol, it's a crime.
Right.
And she understood that and still sent me the video and said she'd be willing to testify. She's been cooperative to this point. One of the males has been cooperative. One of the males, the other male hasn't been. So, as far as the altercation, there's two distinct sides. One side saying the other side started it. There's videos that capture portions of it, but not the entire event. And that matter is being investigated by a detective from Major Crimes independently. So criminal charges may be filed. I should say are likely to be filed against several of the employees, which kind of complicates talking to them about this incident since they're going to be criminally charged.
We haven't had a situation like this in a while, but I do recall if there are criminal charges pending, we can't proceed on a violation from the Liquor License Commission because that could be used as evidence in their court, to their trial. Is that making sense, Alicia?
Well, I mean, their attorney could advise them not to testify. Yes. But it doesn't mean we can't go forward, but.
All right.
They're usually advised not to testify.
Okay.
So we can assemble it and see what we come up with in terms of, if people, assert that they don't want to testify. But it sounds like that she could be an independent witness. She's not charged.
But she would, if we go to pre-hearing on this, there's not gonna be any witnesses, right?
Well, you have the woman, right, Barry?
Correct, but right, she wouldn't be here for a pre-hearing, but she did indicate that she'd be willing to testify. And like I said, to this point, she's been cooperative. She did send the video. She did speak to me on the phone, and I know her boyfriend or the father of her child has cooperated with the other detective. The 18-year-old hasn't, but he is already facing.
Right.
I did a complaint against him for being a minor in possession. So that
So yeah, so I understand. So the point is though that it could move forward without him, right? So if the 18-year-old, if he's under a criminal complaint, he may not want to go forward.
Correct.
Take the testimony of the others who were there. They're recipient witnesses. Yeah.
Right. So the manager of record, Carlos Melendez, he also is not going to be charged. He filed reports. I did speak to him, and he's the one who identified the 3 employees who were in the social media videos. That's how the detectives got their names. One of them is his own brother. So he did cooperate. As far as that goes. But he's not charged, so the manager of record obviously could testify.
Right.
Oh, boy. Okay, so pre-hearing conference? Yes?
That's correct.
Everybody? All right, I make a motion for a pre-hearing conference on this violation. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Who seconded?
I did, Andrew.
Commissioner Cade?
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza?
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez?
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. All right, pre-hearing conference. Boy, that's gonna be a doozy. Is that it? I think that's it.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's it.
Alicia, do you have anything else for us?
No, I don't.
All right.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
We'll
Thank
see
you.
Thank you.
everybody
Have a
on
good night.
January 26th.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Good night.
I have to make a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Commissioner Cade,
Yes.
Commissioner Espinoza,
Yes.
Commissioner Ramirez,
Yes.
Commissioner Signature, yes. Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.